Hi everyone. I hadn't made a video in a while, and I actually have something important. I got some news today that I wanted to talk about. Um, it's like really hard for me to talk when I was crying earlier. My makeup's actually fine, but I got a phone call from my mother in England, and she basically told me. No, it was actually my brother who told me. Well, first they were like, you should sit down for what we're going to tell you. And I was like, oh God, what is it? Has someone died? Like, what has happened? And so I sat myself down, and my brother said, you have a grandmother who is alive and 104 years old. And I was like, what? Because my I had a set of grandparents growing up from my mother's side, and they died when I was 9. And my father was adopted, and so that was it. I never had any other grandparents. I never really had a sense of having grandparents. I never had any aunts. I never had any uncles. I never had any cousins. So I never really had any family or extended family or sense of family growing up in England. And so what happened was my father was, and it's always been a sensitive subject for him, my father was adopted uh, during World War II, and he never knew who his mother was. And I believe he'd thought, I think, like these girls in nunnery had said that his mother's name was Canonelli, which just sounded Italian, and his father's surname was Patton, like General Patton, so the same spelling. So we always assumed his mother was Italian. And anyway, it turns out his mother is Scottish, and she's still alive, and she's 104 years old. So my father is going to meet his mother for the first time, and she's 104 years old. Sorry, it makes me really emotional to talk about, but it's huge for me. He's so scared. And so obviously I want to meet her. And not only that, it turns out that he has like 5 brothers and sisters too that he never knew about. He never thought he had any brothers or sisters. Um, so and now for the first time ever, I have aunts and uncles. I have a living grandmother, and a bunch of relatives I didn't know about. Sorry, my voice is breaking up a bit. Um, it's really crazy, actually, to think about. And so I'm going to try and go back to the UK as soon as I can to go to Scotland and visit my Scottish family. I'm part of a Scottish family. It's not funny because I'm so British and I'm so British sounding, and I've always thought of myself as British, and it bloody well turns out I'm Scottish, which is funny. So I'm going to go and meet them, and of course, they will all have very heavy, because the part of Scotland that they're from, they'll have very heavy Scottish accents. And if you've been to Scotland, especially the deeper you go, sometimes those accents are so heavy that you almost can't understand them. So I'm sort of worried I'm going to go and meet my uncle or my aunt or my grandma, my nana. I have a nana, isn't that funny? And won't but we won't be able to understand each other, culturally or accent-wise. I mean, I'm hoping it'll be okay. Hoping it'll be okay. And, also the other thing is apparently my dad was born in wedlock. So that's really nice for him to know as well. His father died. He's obviously died, passed on several years ago. But the fact his mother is alive and he's never met her and is going to meet her is huge. I have to take the process very slowly because she's very old. And she's 104. She could die at any day. So I'm like, I have to get back on the plane to England really quick to travel to Scotland and see her, because I just don't know how much longer she'll be around. But it's a miracle she is still around. I'm really happy that my father is going to meet his mother, because I know he always wanted to. He just didn't know who she was. And yeah, okay. I'm gonna go before I get too emotional and start crying on camera, because that's not very British. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll let you know, and if I do end up running back to the UK to meet my nana, my grandma. It sounds funny to say. I'll film it for you, okay? Take care. Bye.